Welcome. And I just knocked this one loose like I did the other one a few minutes ago. What I was going to show right off the bat is that letting this sit here, and I left it taped for a week, but letting this sit here taped down for a week did nothing. And oh, by the way,
everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ken is hiding in the background. Say hello, Ken.
Hello, Ken. Just filling up my water bottle.
And Marley's hiding in the background as well. I think right now he heard Apollo outside, and so he's like, I want to go outside, Dad. And I'm not letting him because, one, we can't watch him because Apollo and Marley do not get along famously yet.
Give them some time.
Oh, yeah. They're getting better. And the other is I've got the AC on in here, so I'm trying to keep the cool air in here. Yeah, they're getting a lot better than they were initially. So let's see. We have Don Keith, and Stephen Haynes. Welcome, guys. Glad to see you were able to make it. And by the way, everybody, happy almost 4th of July.
Happy Canada Day.
Exactly. I thought about it a few minutes ago, and I'm not going to. Just putting some holes in here to line it up, but I'm not going to do it that way, and I'm also not going to use wood glue because wood glue sticks too fast. I'm going to use Elmer's to glue all the stringers, and then tape, clamps. Where's Eric? Eric, there's clamps to put this on. Key thing they say to make sure of is make sure the nail pattern, which is going to disappear when I put the paint on anyway, but nail pattern matches what the actual beams and stringers are. So let's throw some glue on here. And I can attest to the fact that Elmer's glue is good forever because this glue is about 12 years old. Bought it many, many moons ago in California.
Sorry, I'm just, my dad had called here, so I'm just texting him, letting him know. I'll call him back in a little while.
Yeah. Well, if you need to call your dad, that's fine. I can keep up conversation with myself.
No, that's okay. We talk quite often, so every other day we're usually talking.
Really glad to hear that because things happened between my dad and myself and my mom and myself. And so before Dad passed away a couple of years ago, I had not talked to him in about 6 years.
That's it's a shame.
Yeah. Well, it's one of these things of the nicest way to put it is they were my parents by birth. My wife is my wife by choice.
Yes.
And if you try and make the it's either her or us, especially when somebody's in their 40s, they're going to be like, okay, it's been nice knowing you. I'm very pragmatic that way. Holy crap! Chat blew up.
Sorry, I'm still texting.
That's okay. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi. And Keith said, Happy Canada Day to our northern neighbors. That's the only thing I really see in there. Yes, happy Canada Day.
Yeah, thanks. Maybe I'll see some fireworks later.
Is Canada Day on the same day?
Yeah, it's the first every year.
Okay, so Canada Day is on the 1st of July.
Yes.
Where we are on the 4th.
Yes, Independence Day is on the 4th, yep.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know, for some reason, I think over the last decade or so, Independence Day has kind of started to fall by the wayside, as things do in this country these days.
Good evening, Gordon.
Howdy, Gordon. Let's see, use that. So what I'm trying to do is get this aligned with the front and rear edge perfectly, but I'm noticing it's a little bit too short, and then I'm trying to get as close as I can to an even overhang on both sides.
Is there much of an overhang or no?
Not a whole lot. It's about, I don't know, 3 millimeters. Not enough that you'd notice if it's not even.
Right.
Come on.
Well, I got a little bit more film today on the A10 build.
Very cool.
I'm working on the GAU 8 gun on the front.
Hey, Todd. How's it
Hello,
going?
Todd. Happy
And I
Canada Day, Todd.
I got the moving house, a lot of wiring done on it past few days. I've got the first floor wired, and I posted a video yesterday for it.
Well, I'll have to watch that.
Yep. It was going to be a single video for all the wiring, and then I realized how unprepared I was for wiring the Moomin house because I didn't do any kind of planning on the first floor. I just did it.
Right.
And then it was funny because I did get one comment on the video saying, thank God somebody's doing this to show me how to do this.
Todd, if you're there, quick question for you. For my bridge on the Reliant, I have 9 SMDs. Can I run those 9 SMDs all on one resistor, or should they be individually resisted, maybe 3-door resistor, or just kind of wondering?
I can answer that, even if Todd doesn't.
What's the answer?
The answer is yes to all of it.
So
you can run all 9 resistors off of one LED, all 9 LEDs off of one resistor, but it's going to get hot.
Okay, so would it be recommended then maybe do 3 sets of 3?
It is actually better to do 1 resistor per LED or SMD.
Okay, and that's what they are originally, and they still get pretty warm.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is that's why if you look, when you buy SMDs that come with resistors,
yes,
you will always get 1 resistor per SMD.
Right.
Or depending on the resistors, because the ones I buy, I tend to buy them that they are pre-wired because I'm not Donnie.
Yeah.
And then when they're pre-wired, they come with usually at least 2 or 3 different sets of resistors based on what was I going to say? Based on what power what wattage, or not wattage, what voltage you're planning on putting through them.
Right. Okay, and there's Donnie himself as well.
Hey, Donnie.
Yeah, and Todd says there's pros and cons to bundling LEDs. I can leave them all separate because also those reds off from the bridge, they're not going to be at full. I don't want them at full power like the photons will be, the photon torpedoes. They're all individually resisted, and I have them set to I think it's 150 ohm resistors to give them kind of the maximum, even though they're only going off for like a second at a time when you fire.
One of the things about SMDs or LEDs to remember is resistors take not only power, or they're not only extra wiring and all that, but they also take space.
Yes.
And that's why on the movement house, which is why I've realized I need to plan this out. I'll actually bring it over and show, because it is a madhouse of wiring.
Right.
And it's not quite done yet. And of course, Marley jumped up and said, "Where are we going, Dad?"
Over there.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have this actually. I have a couple pieces of double-sided tape holding the movement house first floor to the basement. And these clips are just here holding everything in place for my convenience.
Right.
Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that. It actually helped a little bit, because it torqued the wood a little. So there, and it's not a big deal. That's right. There is the madhouse of wiring. It's not bad. It is a little bit planned out. I've got negative going around the outside, positive through the inside. But then these wires, it turns out my conduits are not in the same place.
Oh.
The conduit for the second floor has to move over here. So this I routed out, trying to get the wire to sit flat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why do some of you have crowns by your names?
It's kind of a new thing with YouTube with the chat. Unless you turn it off in settings, apparently. It just shows you who's chatting the most, as if you're getting points or something for it.
Who's talking?
You'll have 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, that's the thing there.
Oh, okay.
See, for me, I'm lucky though. Like right below the bridge section of the Reliant is like the main hole, so I got like a ton of space.
Yeah,
under there.
So up here, like I was kind of indicating, I'm going to do a lot of pre-planning, including pre-planning where the wires are going to have to run, because the next floor conduit goes exactly back to where the first floor conduit is. But yeah.
Yeah, Todd says new YouTube feature, more comments, higher rank. You can opt out. And Don says it's good to be king.
So I thought about it for a second, and no, I'm not going to light this up, because it would entail dragging a whole bunch of stuff over.
No, that's all right.
So back to this. I've glued everything. I've taped it up. I'm going to let it sit relatively. Oh no, this side, it slid over. Don't look at this side. Because you can see there, it's flush. And over there,
yeah,
it's got a lip.
Well, at least you caught it early enough.
Yeah, maybe let me see. I think the glue is already starting. Nope, it's not. Maybe.
It says it's like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter.
That's right.
And what we're saying is all made up. We don't have a script.
Exactly. Let's try this again.
And Todd says, oh, yeah, go ahead.
It is
still able to slide around?
Not able to slide around, really. Not a big deal.
Can you lift it up a little bit then? Like, it may not slide, but it may still be able to be picked up a little bit and maneuvered? Just asking. I don't know.
It is actually moving just a hair.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Okay, Okay, let's try this, and hopefully there's still enough glue under there.
Is there overhang on the front and back or no?
No, they're flush from the front and back.
Okay, so that's good there. At least you can go tight on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Todd says, as for LEDs in series, the trick is that you have to sum the forward voltages of each LED. So if it's 5 2-volt LEDs, you need to do 10 volts to drive it. Okay.
Yep. There are calculators online if you're going to go in series to tell you how to do that or how many LEDs to put in. I actually have built some models with no resistors at all because I put that many LEDs in series. Oh,
okay. Interesting. Donnie says, what can I trade in for all these points? A crisp high five the next time he sees you at Wonderfest.
Oh, no. We will give you a 1 loony coin. Somebody will.
Todd says nothing bragging rights.
All right.
Don says, well, maybe more chat.
Yeah. Okay, so once this dries, and I'm going to let it sit overnight and probably have to do some interesting finagling of glue in through the rear door here. But once that dries, then it'll be ready for paint. The entire thing outside will get painted.
Sure, Donnie, you can have bragging rights.
Yes.
You can say, for the U.S. Marshals Jail Wagon 1885 Wyoming Territory Livestream number 4, I was number 1.
But is he?
Well, I don't know. I'm not watching the numbers. He says I'm number 1.
Let me see. Actually, it is Donnie. So that just means Donnie's talking a lot.
But we discovered on whose build was it, or whose stream was that on? When Jody wouldn't talk for a while, and then he'd come in and talk, he'd get like a boost in his score. He'd jump up, quickly just by making 1 or 2 comments after not saying anything for like 5 minutes.
I was about to say, whose line is it anyway?
Don says, what's that all? Steven says, Don, what's that all about? And he's talking about, I believe, the caressing of the like button is lacking. And then Don says, what that is BS. And Keith says, probably Andrew's stream. I believe it was actually, Keith. I think you're right.
Okay.
So what's the next step you're going to work on now?
So next, I'm trying to, I need to look and figure out where the hinges are in all this mess. That there is a very interesting piece.
What is that for?
I'm not sure yet.
We'll find out. Stay tuned, everyone.
I actually think this might be 2 pieces because this end and this end are identical.
Donnie says, I didn't caress it. I slapped it.
Ow! I felt that.
And Donnie's like, oh, really? I'll just be quiet for a while then. And Don's like, oh, it is on.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Competitive commenting here.
Yes. They never, I never see that when I'm on the stream, and I'm in the chat and just flapping my keyboard beyond all recognition.
I believe it's a setting that you can opt out of. So if you opt out of it, then it doesn't show up. And I think some people now have like I don't know if Andrew has figured out and turned it off. Maybe some like Jordan probably has now too, or something maybe. Oh, there we go. Don says it's the railing on the seat. That's what that curved piece is.
Ah,
that makes
okay.
sense.
That makes sense that it would be one piece then.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm looking. And of course, there's not going to be any pictures of it. Nope. Hinge, glued front surface door. Oh, bring the box over here. Let me see if I'm looking for the hinges right now. Oh, wow. Well, look at that. Look in the right bag, you find the hinges.
There you go. That's all it takes.
And I'm kind of impressed. Because those are real hinges.
Ooh, nice. Like little dollhouse ones or something.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's see here. Donnie says, I have 75 XP.
Yay!
Stephen Haynes says, not everyone has it on their streams. Todd says, if you click on your XP score at the top of chat, it shows you how many points you got. And Donnie says, I'll be level 2 in no time. Todd says, yeah, it's something YouTube is testing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? For some people's streams, if it gets people chatting more, I mean, that's a good thing, right? More
absolutely.
Oh,
okay.
Todd says everyone has 75 XP. It's a 3-way tie.
It really detracts from reading comments.
I'm not reading the comments. I'm just trying to get my score up.
Okay. So, interesting little tidbit about these hinges.
Right.
It's got a hole on one side, but not on the other.
Oh. Oh, yeah. That's right. You gain points by donating money. And Donnie's just like typing one word per comment.
Yep. Stephen Haynes says he's seen it go up to 150.
There we go.
Donnie's like, cheater.
Yeah, I don't think it seems to care how much you donate, just the fact that you donated. So yeah, $2.
Yeah. It's okay. They get into a bidding war.
Yep. And Don says, oh dear, this can get ugly. Well, it's kind of funny because we're, more of a close-knit family than you might see on other people's streams where it's just like, a whole bunch of random people who don't really know each other.
Yep. Okay. Making sure I'm putting these on the right side. Refer to the plans for where they go. I'm looking at the pictures. That's why they give me pictures, isn't it? Here in the book. But I should probably look at the plans just because they said to. Oh, and I did cut up the box so that the only thing that's left of the box are pictures that show details.
Okay, yeah. Donnie says, wait, we know each other?
We do.
Yeah, some of you do.
Some of us know each other for... Yeah, some of us have known each other for a couple of weeks at least.
Oh, yeah. 2 or 3, for sure.
That is just pieces of wood. There's a piece of wood. Not what I meant to get.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
Oh, look at that. It does show, there is a plan that shows what all the pieces are, and it does say seat rail 1, black. Cool.
Oh, there you go.
That's going to be interesting to bend. I heard you channeling your inner Homer there for a second.
Actually, that was James Woods.
Oh, was it?
James Woods, yeah. Because he was always like a stalker of Peter Griffin from Family Guy. So I think they were beating with they did with E.T. with little pieces of Reese's Pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to a big box with a stick and a rope, one of those straps. So after Donnie said, "Wait, we know each other," he says, "Oh yeah, I met you that one time in Kentucky." To which Todd says, "Don't admit that, Donnie."
Not in public.
Yes, unfortunately, Steven says, "I've never met any of you."
Well, if you make it to Wonderfest, and I know that's quite a trek for you, you'll meet all of us.
There you go.
Or not, maybe not all of us, but most of us. Not everybody can make it. And I'm hoping that Jody and Mary can figure out something with that car.
Yes.
Because without that car, I don't think they're going to make it next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Alec is here. He says, "Hi,
hey, Alec."
again. He's on his break.
And he's trying to go home. No.
Yep.
Actually, you can go home anytime you want. You just have to deal with the consequences.
That's right. Yeah, and Donnie says, "Yeah, then come to Wonderfest next year, Stephen."
Might have to swim to meet us.
Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Stephen. Stephen said, "I can't fly because of ill health."
Ah.
How are you on cruises? Long cruises?
Or long swims.
Yes. How's your swimming ability?
These days,
although some of the guys are going to the show, one of the shows there in England.
Telford.
Yeah, going to Telford. If you can make it to Telford, Stephen, you meet Todd, Ian, and Jordan.
Yep. I will tell you right now, I can't fly anymore because I don't trust the flipping airlines.
Yeah.
The worst airplane I ever flew on while active duty, I think, is better than the best airplane I've ever been on commercially. Because there are things we just would not fly that the commercial airlines will.
Yeah. Look what Todd said. Just sent in a wood kit. I know you will have to build. Well, I hope you throw up a picture on Discord or something, or private message us or something, if it's going to be a surprise for him.
He sent him a wooden Airwolf, I'm sure.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. He's like, it's a surprise.
Exactly. And Ian won't show up here.
So I guess we won't find out until Ian makes it and opens it on one of the streams he's next on.
Speaking of which, I will be bringing the African Queen on Friday.
Oh, there you go.
Because I opened it and I'm really impressed with it.
Nice.
Latch guide locating. Ah, there we go. That's what that pin is for, or that hole is for. That hole right here.
Yeah.
Is so you can figure out where the latch guide or where the latch goes.
Okay.
Put that page away. Not that one.
See, Donnie says that won't happen unless maybe it's Airwolf. Steven says, Todd, that's going to be fun. And And then Todd said, "Oh, when he sees it, it'll force his hand. He will have to, no question."
It's Airwolf. And no, Don, Bogart and Hepburn did not come with it, unfortunately. Or Bogart.
And Alex asking about a spam call he keeps getting. Yeah, I would just block it then. Yep.
Oh yeah. I block numbers from or I block phone calls all the time, especially when Alec calls. Wait, did I say that out loud? No, I am continually blocking new numbers.
Yeah, generally, if I don't know who it is, I don't answer the phone.
And emails.
Yeah.
I got one today that I forget exactly what it was, but it was like, yeah, it was one of those ones of their antivirus. They just charged you $351. And so you're supposed to go, click this link or no, you're supposed to call this number if you think that's an error.
Yep. I think I got something like that too.
And I didn't call that number. Instead, what I did was I went and looked on PayPal and was like, okay, no charge. I ain't calling that number.
Exactly.
Is that it? Ken, is that it?
I know up in Canada here we have the Canada Anti-Fraud Center. You can go to their website and they kind of list all the current scams and frauds kind of going on. There's probably something like that in the States, I'm sure. Probably most countries have something like that.
Yep. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where the latch. So bolt, padlock, bolt guide, footrest.
Dawn is saying, Ken, any chance you might join us tomorrow? I'm hoping to. Last week I was waiting for some medication all day and it didn't show up until 8 o'clock at night. So by 8 o'clock at night, my morning medication that I hadn't had, I was feeling pretty rough. So I wasn't in any condition to really stream.
I think I found it.
Todd says, Ian sent me a picture of his Airwolf Lego coming together. He is struggling. Well, it's. I'm sure he's enjoying it though.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow I want to get some more work done on that A10 model, and I'm only making editing my videos to 30 minutes only on that one. So I'm just filming like doing this part and then doing this part. And then that way as I'm editing, I can just say, okay, 30 minutes. Okay, done. Or roughly 30, 32 or 28 or, whatever's close.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm kind of concentrating on these.
Yep, I gotcha. Todd says, in regards to Ian, he says he thinks he is bad at it. He will be just fine. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the first time I'd done Lego since I was a kid, and I built that one from Howard, and I came out good.
Okay, I do have it, and I love the fact that they change it from here. It's latch guide locating pin, glue one latch guide with the top locating pin on top of the door frame, and over here on the pictures it says bolt guide.
Oh,
not latch guide, but it's also the only one with a pin. Actually, Don is here.
yes, he is.
Don, is that it? I think it is. But is that it?
And we'll wait for a response. Let's see here. Donnie says anybody can do Lego. Some are just faster than others. Alec was saying he fixed his rear tire issues he was having over the past few days. He got a new tubeless tire seal. Should be good for a long while. And then he's also asking Buck, did you see my progress on the rocket?
I glanced at it. I haven't been on Discord a whole lot. I got back into Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I've been spending a lot of time playing Assassin's Creed here the past couple of days.
Okay, Don is saying he'll probably struggle building one too, Lego, I'm assuming. But then he says, let me check, be right back. So he's going to go check his US Marshall's wagon, jail wagon.
Yep. I'm almost positive that is, but I don't want to super glue this to the wood and then find out it's not.
Yes, oh, for sure. I have to say, I really like your poker chips. Those things are so nice.
Oh, those ones here?
Yeah.
Most of these are two of them and this one over here are just the HTM one.
Yeah.
This is the only personalized one. And I'm thinking still I'm going to buy more.
And how many come in a pack? Is it 100 or something?
I think it was 100. Yeah, okay. It's 100. 100 for $43. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is make some like Andrew had made up.
Yeah.
That have my logo on one side and YouTube channel name on the other. But I'm going to do them in purple.
Nice.
Yeah. Purple is one of my favorite colors.
Let's see. Todd says Ken needs some chips. He says you can order 100, 200, or 300. Interesting. Okay. Don says that is correct. One for the door. The U-shaped one is used on the back to hold the latch.
I think I saw the one he's talking about. It's kind of a odd piece. Where is it? There it is. I'm sitting here looking for my tweezers. I keep making a complete and total mess out of this table.
I keep doing the same. That's why the other down Sunday there, I cleaned up my desk to start the stream. Or was that Friday? Friday or Sunday?
I think it was Friday.
Okay.
I seem to remember being on when you did that, and Sunday I wasn't here.
Right. So yeah, on Friday. And it just makes it so much easier to work on everything else after that.
Yep. Well, what I need to do...
Oh, go ahead.
What I need to do is actually clean the rest of the room.
Yes, I got to do the same. So many times I've brought stuff to show on the screen, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just put it over here. Let's put it over here. It just keeps going on the pile.
Well, that's the thing, is having so many models that I'm at least trying to work on.
Yeah.
Not on a daily basis, but at least once a week or so. Makes this place a madhouse.
Alex says he needs some sleep. Let's see here. Don says that bracket holds the latch once it is slid over to secure the door.
Yep. Well, I think the one he's talking about, no, it's in this container.
And do you have to paint those metal parts afterwards?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
So the one he's talking about is bent, actually. Fortunately, it's white metal. It shouldn't be that hard to bend back.
Just be careful with that.
Yep.
Yeah, as we all know, that stuff breaks easy.
Indeed it does. And of course, I'm dumping this stuff out. Nope, that's not it because I've got two of them.
Oh. Does a rail go along the side of the top, maybe? Or I don't know.
I don't know. But since I've already started dumping parts out into this bin, we'll just open the whole thing and dump everything out.
All right. Alec just wants everyone to know he'll be late for the Woody Wednesday tomorrow.
What? You're fired.
Yeah. He's got a gym appointment at 3:30 and the stream starts at 4. So yeah, and like Don said, join whenever you can, Alec.
You know what? I think I have two of the same piece.
Oh.
This. Oh. Sorry, buddy. I just backed up and Marley was asleep. Yeah, he was asleep. But this looks like the part that the latch is going to go onto.
Yeah.
And this one looks exactly the same, except for it's bent. So
Todd's going to go get some food.
Food? What the heck, Todd?
Nom, 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 nom. Okay, so Don says the rails attach from the rear step to the back of the wagon. So like a handrail.
Yeah. You're ahead of me there.
And Trent's here. He says, hey, everyone. Welcome, Trent.
Glue 2 small square nuts from the gasket material to the end of the locating pin behind the lower bolt head position.
Don says, sorry. He's getting ahead of you. Did you have any comments, Don, about the 2 latches that he got? One being a little bit bent? Did you get 2 latches or...
Oh, okay. Had to read that like 3 times before I understood it. And it's in English. So the gasket material is in here somewhere. There it is.
Yeah, Don says you should only have one of those latches.
Cool. So they sent me a replacement already. I don't have the other one.
We'll give him a latch. Oh, that one's bent. Well, let's give him another one. Should we take the bent one out? No. We don't give it to someone else.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say, Model Expo and what is this? This is Midwest. No, it's not Midwest Models. I forget what their brand is for the Western kits. It's right here in the book. There we go. Model Trailways are really good. No, Keith, I'll be fine with my square nuts.
So what's that there?
This is the gasket material. And what they're saying, if the camera will pick it up, you got two different size square nuts.
Oh, okay.
These are actually the for the tread for the tires. But your square nuts, two of these are going to go on the back of the door. One is going to go right here, and the other one is going to go opposite the back end of this bolt that doesn't go through the door.
Okay.
And yes, Don is absolutely correct. They are fantastic with replacements.
Well, that's good to see that a company is like that. I mean, it's good for repeat business.
It is. They are they are one of the best modeling companies out there. Let's see.
But that's why you should always, when you get a model kit of some sort, you should always open it up and check, everything's in there. Because after a while, that kit will no longer be in production, and eventually they'll run out of kits and run out of replacement parts. Unfortunately, Jody had that issue with his 1000 Reliant.
Yeah, but he figured out how to get around that, didn't he?
Yes. It was the clear parts he got, which were the Enterprise parts, not the Reliant parts. But I mean, he's gotten around it because he's done such a good job at modifying the entire ship.
Yep.
Steven says square nuts, that must hurt a lot.
Yes.
Don says, yes, those nuts are there to simulate the bolts.
Yep. And this is actually, it looks like a leather. It's actually a rubber.
Right. Like you said, a rubber gasket material.
Yes. And I said it that way on purpose because I know somebody's going to make a silly comment now.
And then Don says, especially on the receiving end.
Okay, so got those cut out, and I never throw things away. The little bit of waste that could have been waste, I do not throw it away until I know I don't know for sure I'm not going to need it for something.
Yes, for sure.
Every time I grab this door, I'm like, I'm going to snap this in half.
Yeah. Then you were just going to need at that point a new big flat piece of balsa wood to cut your own.
Actually, remember, I had that one piece that was broken that I just glued it back together.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
That is a good thing about wood. Plastic, it's a lot harder to get it to stay once it's broken apart.
So there's one.
Okay, and Don says the bars in the door will stiffen the door.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the bars that I'm not sure what they're made out of, but they are pretty good.
Are they white metal, or are they like a brass or something like that? Or
neither. That's the thing, is I'm not positive what I don't think they're steel.
Okay.
But they are pretty stout. Come on.
Aluminum?
Probably. But they're a black metal instead.
Okay. Don brass, he thinks.
So one of the nuts is a little bit crooked.
As that happens in real life.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's better that they're not the bars aren't white metal then, because
yeah, they're not white metal.
Yeah, because if that door bends like you were just doing, white metal would bend with it, and yeah, the more that bends, the more wavy it gets, and just gets ugly.
They might be brass, but I don't think so. Because that's one of the bars.
Okay.
I don't think they're steel, but they could be. I think they're probably just aluminum. especially because the black is coming off on my hands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is a sure sign of aluminum when your hands start turning black because of the corrosion that's on the part.
Keith's going to bed. You have a good night, Keith.
Good night, Keith.
We'll see you. You're on tomorrow night.
Yep. See you then. Okay. Sand and clean 20 laser cut pieces of window and door frames that hold the bars. Okay. Let me set this over here. Dig in the magic box. One, two, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's most of them.
Okay. Don says the parts list might list what the bars are made of.
That's why we keep him around. He's kind of smart.
Yeah.
Let's see, miscellaneous. They are iron rods.
Well, there you go, iron.
Yes. So if you eat them, your bones and your blood will be good and your bones will be strong.
There you go.
That's what Bugs Bunny always told me about iron.
And you could also put it in with your bird seed to try and catch the roadrunner.
Yes, actually. So I'm looking. Okay. That's why they give you so many sheet plans so that you can figure out which parts are which. That's not it. Okay. Frames to hold bars.
Mm-hmm.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you able to zoom in a bit there, Buck, or no?
I am.
I was just thinking maybe move the main body of the wagon away a little bit, and then just kind of zoom in with what you're working on.
Are you kidding? This thing has 4 1, 2, 3 blocks on it. Nobody can lift this.
That's because you got to eat more iron.
Yes, exactly. Watched the latest Marvel movie today.
Which one?
The what was it? Thunderbolts.
Oh, great movie.
It was until the end. The end was the end didn't feel like it was a good end.
No?
No.
Did you like the end credits part?
I did.
The very, very last one?
Let me guess, there was the mid credit and then there was an end credit scene.
There was.
We didn't watch the end credit scene.
Oh. It teases another new movie coming out.
Ah. Okay. So this helps a lot. It says 20, but apparently somebody or at Model Expo can't count.
Oh. How come?
Because there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 12. There's door side frames.
Right.
So that's 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There's 24.
And you had read the instructions saying 20.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what I get for reading the instructions.
Okay. Don't worry, Don. I think we're done talking about that movie. Just to say it's good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. That was all I was going to say.
I just watched I think they call themselves the Media Nights. They're a couple that watch movies and react to them. I'd seen the movie already, and I watched their reaction to it today.
Oh, and actually, I fell asleep. I got to go back and rewatch the most recent episode of Murderbot.
Okay.
Pretty good so far.
I really enjoy it. I wish the episodes were a little bit longer, but I am enjoying watching it.
It's one of these things of you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't.
And we watched in 3 days. Actually, yeah, in 3 days we watched season 3 of Squid Game.
Yes, that was. I enjoyed watching that too.
Well, after watching it, at the end of it, Andrea and I both agreed that it should have been a total of 2 seasons. They shouldn't have done this thing that they do these days, which is extend it to another season.
Yes, they really did. Kind of cliffhanger season 2, where it could have been just a continuation of season 3.
Yeah,
because it's technically the same season of the game series.
It is
2024 year Squid Games or whatever.
I did like the end. Did you see the end credit scene in there?
Yes, where they show where it's going to the U.S.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What was funny was Andrea was like, "Who is that?" Both of us were like sitting there, and I was like, "Let me look it up." And then I was like, "Makes sense." Cate Blanchett.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She has come a long way since Titanic.
Yeah. Don says I have to watch Murderbot. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great show. It's sci-fi. It's humorous. It's not like a slapstick comedy, but it's got some good humor in it.
It is. It's funny when things go wrong, and his internal commentary is classic.
Yes, yeah, his commentary just it makes it that much better.
I was looking at this as door frame, and then I realized it's the frame for in here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Don says, Buck, do you have a good strong pliers to cut those bars? I use Lyman's pliers to cut mine.
Maybe.
I wouldn't want to use sprue cutters because that would just totally ruin them.
I think I've got a pair of shame on me. I'm going to say a brand name. I think I've got a set of Craftsman Dykes floating around here somewhere.
Okay.
And should that not work, I have a Dremel.
Yeah, you can just use the Dremel saw.
Yep. Well, the Dremel cutoff wheel.
Yes. Sorry, yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Alex says, I already know it's best not to speak up about things I have not watched or have yet not watched or songs to listen to.
Well, these are current. Hey, Todd, these are current shows we're talking about. So if you haven't watched them, that's okay.
Yeah,
it's just
Murderbot's only had, I think, 7 episodes come out. Episode 8 comes out this week.
But when you talk about Indiana Jones or when you talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark and you've never seen it, it's like, yeah, somebody's going to slap you.
Yeah, it's a movie that's older than you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what I just thought about?
What's that?
I guarantee he's never seen African Queen, so he doesn't even know what's special about that boat.
No, that's an old black and white movie.
Is it black and white?
I thought it was.
I think it's actually okay. To the Google, for some reason I think it's color.
Unless it was colorized later.
But it is a very classic movie.
For some reason, I seem to remember it in black and white, but I don't know.
No, it's color.
Is it? Okay.
No, what you're probably thinking of Maltese Falcon.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Because that was black and white, and that was one of Bogey's biggest movies.
Yes.
Wow.
Todd saying he watched all 8 episodes of Murderbot last weekend, having a hard time getting into it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I get into it because it's just a little bit odd.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get into it thinking it's serious. You get to see how inept the humans are because they just rely too much on technology and.
Well, and the SEC unit, because he hasn't picked a name other than Murderbot.
Yep.
Is classic because his internal dialogue is awesome.
Yes.
And the fact
and how he always watches all those like soap opera type shows.
That's what I was going to say. Is it's classic that he deleted important files because he wanted more room for what is it, Magenta Moon? I think it is.
Yeah.
I do think it's hilarious that John Cho was a guest star on there.
Yeah. And not just for one episode, like a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
So Don says Casablanca, I think, is black and white. Yeah.
Yep.
Alex says, indeed, I have not seen nor heard of African Queen. I can say I have at least seen all of the Mummy movies from start to end. And if that's a good consolation.
No. No.
Although, no, I think that's decent that you've seen those ones at least.
Yeah.
Being as young as you are.
The Brendan Fraser ones are so much better than the Tom Cruise one.
Well, yeah. But he's saying he's seen all of them. So I'm assuming he's referring to the Brendan Fraser ones and then probably the Tom Cruise one as well.
Yeah. Well, the Tom Cruise one was, they were trying to do what they do so much of these days, which is starting a cinematic universe. And that was it was supposed to be the start of the monster cinematic universe. And then it flopped so bad, they said, yeah, let's rethink this and not do this.
Let's see here. Todd says, as another Apple TV show, it's very similar to Severance. How do you like Severance? I've been thinking about watching it. Let me know. Have you seen that one?
I've not.
No, okay.
I know Andrea is watching a one. I think it's Apple TV, might be Netflix, but she was watching today a show called Spinning, and I was like, I think that's what it was called, about ice skating, and I was like, yeah,
okay. Don says, depends on the Mummy movies you're talking about. Any Boris Karloff in your viewing? Yeah, Boris Karloff, the Mummy movies. Those are like from the 1950s, 40s, 50s.
Yep.
They're definitely in black and white. So.
Bela Lugosi as Dracula.
Yes. For the longest time, people tried to model any Dracula characters played as what he had originally done. All through like the 60s and 70s.
There was a Frankenstein movie that I saw as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and it was different from most because, well, the synopsis was that Frankenstein's, Dr. Frankenstein's brother, I don't remember if he died, how he died. It was either in a accident where carriage ran him over. No, the carriage ran over Frankenstein's bride. He drowned, and so he brought him back, managed to bring him back.
Yeah.
And he came back as a normal person until he started to rot.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it was a very interesting take on it. And I keep looking for that movie, but I know it was a Frankenstein movie, but I can never figure out which one it is.
Oh, okay. There was a World War II movie I was trying to figure out for years what it was, and just recently I figured out it was Big Red One.
Ah, yes. Very good movie. Saw that in the theaters. Yeah. Wait, did I just make myself old?
Just because I remember seeing it as a kid on TV, and I just remember the scene where the German commander was hiding up on the cross.
And
while his troops were playing dead.
I think I've seen a movie named The Keep. I'm not sure, hadn't watched enough of it to see, I didn't get into the movie. If it was anything like the book The Keep, that would be an awesome one. Nazis basically set up a stronghold in a vampire's castle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What decade was it from? If you had to guess.
The movie was in the 2000s. The book was in the 80s.
Okay. Interesting. Don says 30s and 40s, all classic monsters, even the creature. Yes.
Oh, Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yep. I'm assuming that's what we meant.
That was a good movie.
Yep.
I remember back when I was a kid that Godzilla movies from the 50s would always be on daytime TV.
Alex said he saw both the ones with Imhotep. He's talking about the Mummy movies, and then the one that you mentioned was the start for the Monster Universe.
Yes, that flop.
Yeah. That, I don't know if I could see Tom Cruise reprising a role as,
Yeah.
In a Monster Universe series.
I mean, he's in the Mission Impossible movies, he's actually starting to show his age. He's starting to look old.
Yeah. See, Todd says Severance is okay. Watch both seasons over a weekend. It has good actors, but on that fringe of too far out there. Is it drama, sci-fi, mockumentary, anti-work, fantasy? I've seen some previews and some people talking about it, so yeah, I know what you're saying. So I know the premise, but I need to watch the episodes. So to me, it sounds like something I would like to watch. Let's see. Alex says, I also own somewhere a DVD set of old Sherlock Holmes TV shows, episodes. I absolutely love to watch. Was that the ones with Basil? What's his name?
Basil Rathbone, I think.
Played Sherlock Holmes.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, Basil Rathbone, or
yeah,
something like that.
Well, and a fun Sherlock Holmes movie with, of all people, Gene Wilder in it.
Mm-hmm.
As Mycroft Holmes.
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes' smarter brother.
Yeah. And
he calls him, in that movie, Gene Wilder's character calls him sheer luck.
Alex does say, yeah, they were black and white, those movies. That's cool. Although some of those black and white ones are like, next you know, they're talking about stuff from, the Nazis, or Sherlock Holmes has to beat the Nazis to, or the even the German army in World War I to some piece of technology. It's like, that's not the time frame Sherlock Holmes was. That's just a little bit too late at that point.
Yep.
A couple decades too late.
I think wasn't he in the 1890s?
Yeah, roughly, yeah, that time.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. What was it? I can't remember.
Conan?
No, I'm trying to remember the 221 Baker Street.
221B. Yep.
Yep.
Don says he used to watch all the Tarzan movies starring Johnny Weissmuller when I was a kid. That's the one where he had like the leopard print, basically thong he wore, or well, I guess it wasn't really a thong, but just more like a swimsuit, swim trunks, basically, black and white. Usually, I think those movies were. Maybe they were early color.
Yep. Used to watch those as well. One of the best Tarzan movies I ever saw was Greystoke.
Ooh, yes, that was 70s, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one. I haven't seen that one in probably since the 80s.
Same here.
Let's see. Alex talking about his movies here. They had Ronald Howard, Howard Marion Crawford, aired in 1954. Okay, I'll give you credit points for that.
I just realized I am off screen. Bing. I'm sitting here sanding all this stuff just below right here.
Oh. Well, you could pull out a little bit if you needed to. There you go.
There. I love Todd's comments. Gonna mute for a second here.
Okay. Yeah, Todd's saying I really enjoyed the short-lived Sherlock series with Butterscotch Cabbage Patch, Benadryl's Thunder Snatch, Bandicoot Fanny Pack, Budapest Lumberjack. Yeah. I was waiting for them to come up with another series of it, but they never did.
Bubble Wrap Caddyshack. That's another really good movie. Caddyshack was awesome.
Well, again, that's a movie I haven't seen since I might have seen it once again in the 90s again. I never seen it like once or twice. Don's saying Todd is trying to maintain his lead. Oh, that's right. They're still going for points, are they?
Probably. There you go. Oh, and I came across this brilliant idea. On Friday when we were all talking about the heat shrink.
Yes.
So I bought little packs for $20, 300 pieces of 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, and 3 millimeter heat shrink. And I got rid of all the stuff that I had in here that I don't use.
Yeah, I'm like Donnie. I have that probably the same set he does, where it's like you got just huge stuff in there that I'll never use for. In the hobby stuff.
Yeah, well, I have that same stuff. Like I said, I just took it out. I mean, these are the ones that I kept from there because that's all that was left.
Right.
But if I remember right, I've had this pack here for about 12 years, 10, 12 years. So I should be set for a couple of weeks.
Well, yeah, I would hope. Todd says he got too big playing Khan and Doctor Strange. Yes, he did.
Yep.
And then Todd said, stepped away and came back. Boom, 250 XP.
Hey, look at him go. Okay, so when we need to make 5 windows in the door, it says.
And Todd says, if you can find the 3X tubing, that's good stuff. I thought I heard some thunder outside.
The Barbarian?
Thunder, the Barbarian. Donnie says, still cheating. Then the Todd says, but they make 3X and even 4X. Just not as cheap.
Yep.
Yeah, I just bought that really one of those cheap boxes full of different colored ones, different sizes.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is the black stuff that I bought, the 3 packs, plus I had another pack which had 40 pieces in it. So the 4 packs that I bought that filled that container up was a total of like $25.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, not at
that's
all.
not bad at all compared to, you look how much you got there.
Yeah. Well, and I went for the 1mm because a lot of times I have just a single wire, and the 2mm fits the resistors.
Yeah.
So it actually works out really well. Okay, start by gluing them. Side and top frames. Okay, let's see if I can find the right plans, because I'm not going to glue these together and have them wrong.
Yeah, I find out that shrink tube box, I mostly use like the 3 smallest sizes. Generally all I really use.
Yep. The 1, 2, and 3mm.
Yeah. I might have used a 4mm one, I think, once or whatever, when I had a whole bunch of wires kind of coming together.
Yep. Well, and that's why I kept those ones. And I didn't throw the other stuff out. I just put it in a bag, and actually I put it in a box, I think. Put it in another one of those boxes, and I'm keeping it just in case I need it someday.
Okay. Yes, I definitely hearing more thunder. So if I suddenly cut out, that means my power went out. Doesn't happen very often, but just so we know. Okay, yeah.
And that's the 3mm that wouldn't fit in the box.
Right. You got lots. You got plenty.
Well, here's the funny part. I was not out of heat shrink yet. Because I've got this stuff too.
Red vines?
Yeah, no, it's heat shrink. You didn't know that red vines makes heat shrink?
I did not.
Oh, I see what he means. He's talking about the 3 and 4X. Yeah, the stuff I've got only shrinks to half the size that it started at.
I could probably use some of that 3 or 4X for when you're doing like those, 0402 SMDs, because those wires are super thin.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to fold this.
And Donnie's asking, did you buy it in rolls or already cut up?
I bought it already cut up. Yeah, bought it pre-cut because it just seemed like the best way to do it.
Don says, is it any wonder that Don hasn't tried talking you into lighting the wagon?
I think he actually already did, and I was, yes, on Amazon, Donnie. I think he may have already mentioned it, and I've kicked around an idea of a couple of spots I could put wire into it, or put lights into it.
Don says you can search 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 heat shrink tubing. Good to know.
Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this, and I do not see ever getting the white metal to look like that.
Yeah. You could use the wheel wire brush on your Dremel.
Ah. Had not thought about that.
Yeah, there you go.
Not sure if the wire brush would be good. Full of something. Oh, I love the fact this is the first time I've actually really run into it, that these are not to scale.
Interesting.
The scale drawings are not to scale, because you can see
holes look bigger in the wood. Yeah, and the wood's shorter.
Yep.
By a hair.
But I think I need to grab 2 of these.
Todd says it's called a shrink ratio in advertising. And then he said, I just ate mustache hair. Which
yummy.
You just ate supper there, Todd. Are you still that hungry? Like you didn't get some dessert or something? I think you could find something a little sweeter.
Mustache hair. Not sure that's a. I don't think that's part of a growing boy's.
Don says protein.
Yeah, protein. There we go. It should not be a normal part of your diet.
Donnie says, I can't find 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 in small enough sizes that I would actually use. Okay. Todd says, well, it was on its way into my mouth with the combo burrito and got lost.
As long as it's your own mustache hair, that's okay.
Very true.
If it's somebody else's mustache hair, ugh.
And you're just hoping at that point that it's mustache hair.
Oh.
And Jeff's here from Jeff's Chain World, HONO Gauge.
Hey, Jeff, welcome. Almost off camera again.
Aim for the squares. Aim for the squares.
The Hollywood squares?
Sure, them too.
That is almost lining up.
Alex says, could be worse. Could be cat or dog hair.
Yeah. I think I would rather have cat or dog hair than another human's hair. That's just me.
Yeah.
Well, see, you got to remember, Ken, I live with 5 dogs.
Yes.
I most likely have eaten many but dog hairs.
Yeah, I had 2 German Shepherds at the same time, so I know the feeling. German Shepherds shed year-round.
Yes, they do. But they're not like a Samoyed. A Samoyed is made out of hair.
Yes, very true.
There's like a there's a 5-pound dog in the middle of 40 pounds, or actually 70 pounds of hair.
Don says I'm still trying to keep my work on the camera. Yeah, I catch myself sometimes too. I'm getting better at it, but yeah, no, I do that too. Jeff says the Twilight Zone. And Todd is putting a link for heat shrink tubing that Donnie might be able to use.
Nice.
You'll have to put that into the Discord too, if you could, because I think once this video goes up, the comments disappear, do they?
You can still replay them.
Oh, okay.
You just have to click a link at the bottom. So we're going to set you like that while I figure out how to do the next one.
And Donnie says, since getting my daughter's dog, I have learned how bad German Shepherds shed. Yeah, I have. I had 2 Roombas constantly going around my house every three times a week. Now that I don't have dogs, I'm starting to question that. I'm like, my Roomba's still going around 3 times a week. I'm like, yeah, probably once a week's good now.
Marley sheds. Marley's funny because you brush him, get all the hair off, and he's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you pet him, hair starts flying.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo. But he's my weirdo. So for those of you playing the home version of the game, what I'm doing right now is I'm lining these up. Getting glue on them and then lining them up so that they will all glue together as window frames the way they should.
And Donnie said Jack didn't shed very much at all. I saw that, Todd. Thanks. Todd said he put the link in Discord tools too.
I think part of the thing with Marley is he is still getting used to things here.
I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder.
I did. And it's funny with Marley because most of the time he's good, but you can tell he's still in this phase of what can I get away with?
Mm-hmm.
One thing that we probably shouldn't let him get away with, but we do, is sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, my dogs love sleeping in the bed with me.
Yep.
The one Zoe though would always like to start in the bed with me, and then once I was asleep, she would take off and go sleep elsewhere in the house.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Marley will sometimes start down on the floor. Rumbles. I hear that.
Yeah.
He'll start down on the floor, and then I'll wake up in the morning and he's almost pushed me out of bed. Because we have a split king because both sides of the bed have they can sit up.
Nice.
You can lift your legs. So
Yep.
It's a split king. And so Andrea's dogs, or not, I don't call them Andrea's dogs. The other dogs usually end up sleeping with her, at least at the beginning of the night. And then Marley will climb up and sleep against my back. And then this morning I woke up and I had 3 out of the 4 dogs that are in our room on my side of the bed.
My older German Shepherd, I mean, they were only 10 months difference in age, but she like crawling on the bed and then sleeping, between my legs. So now my legs are kind of pinned under the blankets. You can't roll over or anything because, the dog's laying on the blanket that's covering your legs.
Yep. Well, that's not what Marley does. Marley, if he's gonna lay anywhere near my legs, I'm laying across your legs, Dad. I'm going to pin you down.
Yeah. See, normally when I actually go to sleep, it's I'm usually on my side, and that's when the other one would lay with her back up against my back.
Yeah. And I will tell you, as much as they crowd you, it's kind of a nice feeling to have somebody that depends on you so much that they feel that safe just snuggling up to you all night.
Yeah, yeah. And then the one that would usually sleep between my legs, Amber, she would end up usually at some point she'd get down, probably when I start tossing and turning, and then she'd usually sleep in the doorway of the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then Zoe would usually go to the living room and sleep usually on the couch, in the spot where I usually sat on the couch.
The interesting thing about all of our dogs, even the Pomeranian, Cody, they take turns as to who is standing guard. Because they'll go out and sleep. And I know it's because there's tile out there too, and it's cooler, but they will lay out in the hallway on the tile right at the top of the stairs.
Oh, I think we have an issue with Howard. People are saying, "Hey, Howard, what's up, Howard?" and stuff like that, and "Hey, Dash, Riptide," but I don't see any comments from him.
Well, I do have YouTube up in another place, another window.
That's odd.
Very odd. Because he's not showing on YouTube.
Oh, Todd says his comment was held for review, which probably kept it from StreamYards. He said, "I approved it." Oh, okay, you want to just type hi or something, Howard, just so we can see that you are for sure working?
Odd, because I'm looking here.
Yeah, he said FML and don't ask. Oh, okay.
I'm actually on YouTube and I don't see it there.
Maybe because you came in late?
That could be.
I don't know.
8:30.
Yeah, so just shoot another, just like a hello or something, and that we will be able to see that we can see you on here.
I don't know. I mean, I thought I saw him on here earlier.
Yeah, I didn't think I did. I'm even scrolling back quite a ways here. But yeah, no. Let's see, Jeff. Yeah, well.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. Is Todd's actually here for most of the stream?
There we go. There's Hash says YouTube doesn't even like that one comment. Wow. Well, we got you, Howard. We can see you now. Oh, happy Canada Day, Andrew.
Happy Canada Day, Andrew. Oops, that one's definitely not where I want it.
Yeah, Todd said, glad Mod was watching, or else it would have been lost, that comment.
Yep.
And people are saying hi to Andrew as well.
So what I'm doing here is gluing all these frames together. I think that might be as far as we get tonight. Maybe I'll try and cut the one of the bars.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Andrew. Andrew's been out of commission most of the day with a migraine.
Ouch.
But it has mostly cleared by now.
I'm sorry about that as well, Andrew, because Andrea gets them, and I know exactly how much no fun they are.
Yes.
Let me try something here.
Andrew says, sounds like you're fixing to end now that I have just started watching.
No, I'm probably going to go another 20, 25 minutes. Otherwise, Donnie will start calling foul. So I just want to make sure. Oh, nice. The bars are actually very loose. Oh, come on. Focus! That camera guy never focuses. Bars are actually pretty loose in here.
Okay.
As long as you don't make them too awful. Because like here, this will fit in here like this.
Yeah.
I'm just looking, so you got to make sure that you center this up kind of.
Howard says, I'm going back to horse-drawn equipment. I'm getting tired of nothing working. You think a camera or a bike tube is bad?
Uh-oh.
And he says, so why wouldn't YouTube flag that comment, Todd? Was that the angry faces? Todd says, I'm sure it was the FML.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Guessing that YouTube does not like freaking monkey lovers.
Yeah.
I do, but I don't mess with it at all. Todd says I can control what can be seen in chat.
Yeah, he says it's a channel setting to let YouTube check chat before it allows it to and holds it for review. Howard says fart mod level.
Exactly. Especially when Ian's around.
Yeah, and then Todd says, by default, it holds suspect comments for review. And I've seen some suspect comments come through too where you're like, I don't know what's wrong with that, but YouTube flags it. Other things, yeah, there's like one word in there. You're like, yeah, I could see.
Okay.
Oh, Todd, another favor if you could. Hopefully a very simple one for you. My logo, is there a way to get that where it doesn't have the black color behind it, so I can use it when I'm recording in OBS? I'm sure it's just a simple thing for you to do. See here. Andrew says, so Ken, that green on the countdown is super bright. should show up well on camera. Yeah, it did. I watched your test video. It shows up really nice. I'm glad to see that worked out well for you. Howard says, I'm just, and he's got a bunch of flags all day long. You just don't know it.
So I'm looking at the instructions, and the instructions have reached the point of, yeah, just do what you want. Because first thing they said to make L shapes. I made windows instead.
Right. Because you can insert those bars all the way through. Yep.
And well, what's even better is the next thing it tells you after you make the L shapes is to ream them out with a 1/16 inch drill bit. I'm like, why? They already fit.
Yeah, I don't mind having the Splat logo in there, Todd. Just the black background. Just so it's, you kind of have the same idea, like where you can see what's going on just behind. You don't have that black box around the whole thing or whatever. Yeah, just the logo itself doesn't need to be changed. Just the black background. Let's see here. Stephen Haynes is saying, "I'm sorry to hear that, Howard. I hope everything gets better for you soon." And Todd says, "Check Discord." Thank you. Appreciate that. I figured that'd be really simple for you to quickly throw that out there. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great, Todd. That way I'll start using that on because I've been starting to record now on OBS a lot, which is, I like that because I can watch on my big screen and I can see both the sound, that my sound is being recorded after that one incident where it wasn't. I'd accidentally muted my mic, or it died, or I can't remember what it was.
I've done one of those before.
Yeah. So I had to do my first voiceover, which actually turned out not being too bad.
The voiceovers are not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, yeah, just import that into OBS and resize it to your corner. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, because right now I've been using the other one with the black background. But yeah, it'd be nice to just have it so it's no longer the black background. Appreciate that.
Whoops. Dropping things everywhere. I changed my mind.
As one does.
I changed my mind. I didn't wait 24 hours. I'm pulling the tape now.
Oh, you're so bad.
I am.
Yeah. Thanks, Todd. Todd says it has a transparent background. Right on. I saw that.
And that's something that I think is kind of funny, is that Microsoft came out with Paint 3D as a default program, and now I can't find it. On the laptop, I don't have Paint 3D, and Paint 3D was really good about letting you set things to a clear background.
Yeah.
Look at that. Got a jail wagon.
Nice.
Very nice.
Looking really good.
So let's see. Did I screw it up, or do the windows fit? Oh, I think I'm going to be very pleased.
There you go.
That they almost fit, which is perfect, because that means I have to work with them a little bit to get them in there, and then they'll be solid.
Donnie says, heck, you did a whole video with no video in OBS, no less.
I did that.
Yeah. Let's see, that one doesn't have the cropped leaf tips that upset Andrew. And Todd said he did more than that. He uploaded a 2-hour black video.
No, it was only 45 minutes. It was 2 hours of work.
Howard says, doesn't matter if I start at 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. I seem to get the same amount done that day. It doesn't But I'll not get into that poop emoji show. Andrew says, I'm quite pleased to see that Blair is now building his own kit. Next, next is to get him to build on the HTM stream.
Indeed.
And Donnie says, that's the video I was talking about, Todd.
See if I can get my hand in here far enough to actually. What I'm going to do is set these in place. That way they're going to actually set the way they should, because the glue is still should be a little bit malleable.
All right.
Oh, that's funny. Read Todd's comment. That's classic.
Yeah, I know, Donnie. I watched 15 minutes of it before I realized nothing was going to happen. Who's the idiot now?
Okay, so Todd just basically told on himself and said, "You know how to keep an idiot in suspense, right?"
Yeah. And Howard, I believe that's the one. Howard says it was the Ecto One body to chassis video.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Ecto One body to chassis, no video, actually.
Yeah. Well, you could go back and do a voiceover of it.
Yeah, good. That was back when I wasn't saving the raw video. Nowadays, I keep all the raw video as well.
Okay, see, I keep it. I keep it until I've released the YouTube video. Then I keep the YouTube video.
Yeah, well, see, and that's the thing, Ken, is I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have a terabyte 512 gigabytes on the laptop itself, and I don't put anything on there. And I have 3 terabytes of external storage.
Yeah, like you've got a ton of content out there. I don't.
Yeah.
Give me, 5-6 more years, maybe.
Well, I'm only coming up on 5 years, I think.
I think I just passed 1 year now, I think. In April, maybe. I'm trying to remember when my first video came out.
Well, I don't count the video I've uploaded just for fun prior to actually really starting the channel.
Oh, no, it's not even a year yet. No, wait. Never mind. Cancel that. That's change pages here. Next page. It was June 5th. So
nice.
Nope, not quite a year. No, just over.
Yeah,
just over a year. So yeah.
Look at that. I have frames in the windows. They have to come back out so I can put the bars in, but I'm glad that they fit the way they do.
Right on.
I wonder if I broke a tile underneath the carpet I've got in here when I dropped one of the blocks.
That sounds like Todd wants you to do a voice over it. Yes, talk for 45 minutes talking about how bad it was. Just start talking as if you are doing it, and then just say, "Oh my God, ninjas are breaking in," and make it sound like fight noises, like you're fighting off ninjas.
Yeah.
And then you win. You drive the ninjas away.
Yeah. And they stole the car. They stole the model while they were at it.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's going to take a little bit of finagling.
Yeah, that they stole your camera, so they won't have any footage, but you'll have the sound of it.
Exactly. But in actuality, I don't think Todd needs the input anymore because I think he's blacked that model out of his memory.
Yeah. Steven wants to know how many views did you get on that video?
I don't know. I deleted it. I know I got at least one that went 15 minutes in.
Howard says, I'll remember to tape myself doing the body to chassis video. And soon as I start, and sorry, it's moving here. As soon as I start and put the black tape across the camera when I'm about to drop the body, just keep talking.
Sorry, Todd. Todd said that sanding that filing there was loud. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that one because I'm going to end up breaking something.
Oh yes, Todd's probably wearing headphones. Sorry, yeah.
Yep, same here. Oh wait, I don't have side tone.
So Todd says he needs input, and Donnie's asking on what. And Todd says, what kind of flooring do I get in the new lab? Tile, low pile carpet, what color? I don't want to lose another screw or tiny part in the gold member shag crap I have now. I would almost say like depends what you're doing for the room. I'd say like tile or something like that would be good. I mean, if you're doing it like, well, yeah, we've already had that conversation. You guys don't really have basements around there. So yeah, I think tile or something like that, or like some sort of, yeah, I'd say tile and probably a light color, like a white or a cream color or something like that, where things don't disappear as much. Whereas like if you did like the faux wood floor, those vinyl planks or whatever that look like wood, I think they would disappear, and parts would still disappear against it.
I would say
my feeling.
I would say tile, but the problem with tile is that if you drop something on tile, it's going to land 3 cities over where you're at.
Yeah, vinyl would be nice, but if you don't get a dark color.
Yeah. Actually, I have the perfect idea, but you have to replace it all the time. You get carpet or you get flooring that has the stickiness of double-sided tape.
There you go. That's what Howard said. Tacky floor. Just invite people in and treat it like a movie theater.
Yeah. I learned something about movie theaters a long time ago when I was in Korea. And I don't think that they do that in a lot of theaters stateside. But in Korea and most of the military theaters that I've ever been in, they don't have carpet. Okay. They have concrete. They have concrete floors that have been painted and sealed.
Yeah.
Because the way you clean the floors is there's a grate down the bottom of the slope. You hose the place out.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that in commercial theaters.
No, I've seen it, a lot here in Canada. Like the stairs going up or all that kind of where the people will normally walk is carpeted, but the actual under the seats area is some sort of concrete or something that's not carpet.
Yeah. I like Todd's idea that a super short pile.
See here.
Or like I've got this yellow shag in here and I keep a magnet handy.
Yeah, if you're looking just for but if you start looking for plastic parts or
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. I mean, that's the upside about a light floor, but the light floor also shows dirt really easy. And that dirt can kind of get ground in by the wheels of a chair.
Yep.
So that is, you really got to decide what you're going to do. So the rest of the house will have a light gray wood flooring. Maybe just extend that into the room. Yeah. So default is normal carpet. And he says, that's my concern with tile. Things bounce or break. True. He said, I thought maybe that commercial office carpet with a super short pile. Yeah, super short pile that's really tight. So things don't really get driven into it unless it's like something like a staple. He's just tired of a screw rolling off my desk and falling into that Samoan bush they call carpet in there. AKA that bush needs some mowing. Don says it needs a Brazilian. Todd says exactly.
Okay. These aren't the Craftsman, but there's an old pair of dikes.
There you go.
Let's just find out. Oh my God.
Dremel it is?
Dremel it is, because I dented it and now I can't even see the dent.
Wow. Yep. Dremel it is.
I'm willing to bet.
Go ahead.
I'm willing to bet I would break these dikes before I cut the iron.
Even if it's not on the first couple, eventually you probably would take a nick out of it.
Yeah. I'm not positive this is iron. It might be steel. Because it is not, there's not a mark on it. But there is. Well, there you go. There is a mark on the dikes.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Howard says, I'm going to Menards at some point with white plastic, wood, and black screws and start pouring it on tile carpets to see what one lets you see it the best. And to which Todd says, hot dash, I was thinking the same thing. Bring some chrome and black screws to the design center and test carpets. Can't you take samples home with you? Those little sample square things? Maybe they don't do that anymore. I don't know. Don says Lyman's or for Lyman's pliers or Dremel.
Yeah, I don't have Lineman's pliers, but I do have my little noisemaker.
Yeah. So Don says Dremel it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to actually do it because it will blow Todd's ears right off of his head.
Howard says Lyman's pliers much better or bolt cutter.
Which I don't have either.
Like those giant bolt cutters for padlocks.
Well, like I said, I do have the cutoff wheel. And using this little Dremel, I never went back and actually finished it. I got tired of fighting with it. I cut through about halfway through a bolt outside after I did some work on the gate. Yeah. Of course, that gate's about to go away, so the bolt's going to go away. But this will work really well.
Donnie says hacksaw?
Hacksaw would work.
Yeah.
Just for fun, I'm going to mute and see how hot this thing gets if I try and cut it.
Don says fire wrench. How about a cutting torch? Well, I'm seeing sparks. I'm seeing a line in the wire. And Don, you said you had a set of lineman pliers you used? Howard says, sorry, I got a lot of tools. Grinders cut off. Saw a huge bolt cutter, 4 foot long. That's called a liquid wrench. And then Don says, nickname for a cutting torch. Yeah, fire wrench. Okay. He seems to be going at it for quite a while there. Okay, you think you used your Dremel? Well, all that for one?
All that for one.
Wow.
And it got very hot.
I would imagine.
Well, what I'm going to have to do, too, is put it on the vise. We could have an entire screen next week of me not saying a thing.
I may not be here for that episode. Especially if people are trying to gain points.
So let me see. Here's the other thing. Did I cut it too short, too long? It's actually almost too short.
Wow.
Yeah, because it is just barely long enough. So I'll have to actually mark it. But it was just a test piece anyway.
Right.
And
well, it sounds like you'll have some homework done before the next episode.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing too, is if I get really disgusted. Oh no, it's all small stuff. Okay. I do have brass wire.
Yeah, if you wanted to change it up, if it's that sort of a situation.
Yeah. It's going to take a little bit of effort, which is fine.
Don says they don't want the prisoner to escape.
Exactly. And so what I have to really do is make sure that I have to cut these a little bit long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bars wouldn't be straight, then use solder. I could, except for one thing. I don't have thick solder. I have very thin solder. And it would not look quite right, even if I got it semi-straight and painted it black. So yeah, I wonder if I have an old style set of vice grips. Because you remember vice grips used to have just that iron blade type thing inside the neck.
I don't remember that.
Well, it wasn't sharp at all, but it was a flanged piece of metal that would go like that, and you could use it to cut things.
Howard says, are you saying I need to send Buck some real tools?
Oh no, you've been dashed.
I think, if you're going to do it off stream, you could even just do something as simple as using a hacksaw.
Yeah, I think hacksaw wouldn't take long, and I actually have a hobby style hacksaw.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Well, Donnie mentioned it. I was thinking
Darn,
about
I wasn't
it.
going to read that comment.
Well, I was thinking anyway, and I decided to cut a piece of this just to see, plus to pad the runtime just a hair. I could actually still use this piece. Like I said, it is just a hair too short. If I throw some glue on there, it'll stay, but I'll cut it the right way. But Donnie mentioned it, and it is my traditional 2 hours. And I've pretty much hit a stopping point because I got to cut this stuff before I can really go any further. Unless I want to mess with the wheels, and I'm not ready to mess with the wheels yet.
Fair enough.
Oh, I did it again. I picked it up again that way. I'm going to break that door yet. So, really appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate you coming, Ken, to hang out with me as well.
Oh,
really appreciate it. Thanks, Don. Do it on a hard surface. Yes. Find some scrap wood or something. Actually, that's what I'll probably do is find put a groove into a piece of scrap wood I've got and use that.
Donnie says, "Damn it, Buck! I was congratulating you for not stopping, not telling you to stop."
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, that's the problem. Is I don't have any way to cut this. No good way that doesn't make a ton of noise. But like I said, if he signs off, I have to edit pictures, and I don't want to. Aw, poor Todd. But no, really appreciate everybody coming. I hope you're all enjoying this build. I'm having a blast with it. It's a very straightforward kit. Few challenges here and there. I suppose I could show what we got done.
That would be nice.
So I got the hinges glued on here, got the lock piece here. What was it? The guide pin or something like that. Couple of bolts, square bolts, they call them. Got the door interior. This is the window between the interior of the wagon and where the driver sits. These frames are just sitting in there, and I got the roof on. You can see here. You can see here. I've got an overhang on the other side. Barely any overhang, but I don't think it matters. You're not going to look at both sides at the same time ever.
Steven says, "Night all. See you tomorrow night."
And Donnie says, "Fine, Buck. I'll just have to play with the printer." Yeah, and I'll go play some more Assassin's Creed. So like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of anytime I post new content. If you are watching on a replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Anything you want to say, Ken, before we get out of here?
It's okay, Howard. Everything was just fine. No, it was a great stream. Great to see everybody here. And my question is to you guys: who won the contest? Who was number one at the end?
Actually, let me jump over here. Todd is number one, Donnie's number two, and Stephen Haynes is number three.
All right. Congratulations.
Yes. So
you guys talk too much.
Exactly. So let's do like we've started doing. Let's do the rundown. Tomorrow night we'll have the Woody Wednesday. Thursday we will have Jordan on. Friday we'll have the normal HTM stream. Andrew will be on Saturday. We'll have the afternoon HTM stream on Sunday. Donnie will be back with minis on Monday, painting minis, and I'll be back next Tuesday. With that, I want to say, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video or stream.